Welcome back to Major 3, the OpTic Texas Major here at Esports Stadium, Arlington. What a hype intro that was. We got Hitch on the drums, going out with the battle cry. Stadium, I gotta ask you, are we hype? Are we ready for OpTic Texas to play? It's going to be an absolute hype matchup. Boston Breach, they're going to have their hands full, but you know what? They knew what they were getting themselves into when they came and they stepped into this venue, and I bet you they are ready 100% to play this without question. Nameless,
sure.
This series means a lot.
It does, man. And, you talk about Boston Breach, like they get a top 2 seed, but it seems like a tougher draw when you look at this OpTic Texas roster, their win over FaZe, and then this crowd, this home field advantage is huge. It's going to play a big factor, but there are so many variables when you look at this series, right? You think about this OpTic team without Scump in front of the green wall. How will they perform? The rookies on either side of that stage. You look at Beans and you look at Ghosty. Playing in front of a crowd like this is no joke.
Right,
The stakes have never been higher. This is going to be wild.
Yeah, 2 rookies, first major, facing off against each other. A big match for them and a huge expectation, I think, for both of the players, whether it be Beans or Ghosty. But let's take a look at OpTic, right? Home field advantage. They got the green wall behind them. This is their run through. And Allie, it wasn't an easy task to get into the winner's bracket.
No, I mean, it's been a struggle for them thus far. I mean, you can see it in the layout here. It's been kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. That loss to Ultra probably hit pretty hard, and then that loss to Subliners, and they rounded out with that 3-1 win versus FaZe just to get it into winner's bracket. So they've been getting the job done, but just barely slipping by. So they're really going to need the green wall in this opening matchup.
And the only thing that really scares me about OpTic Texas, when you saw those matchups, is like one day they were on when they were playing fundamentally sound, doing the correct things on the map, and then the following day when they go up against one of the top echelon teams, they made those little mistakes. And when you're playing against some of the best teams, they can capitalize on that. So for OpTic Texas, you have to make sure those fundamentals are in play, going up against a team like Boston, who even with the new roster haven't really been making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and talking about the discipline and the fundamentals, right? Like when they played FaZe, they had discipline. And Shotzi, the guy that's on your screen right now, he's the guy in question, right? There's a lot of stuff that are on a lot of things are on his shoulders now. He's the face of Call of Duty. We've seen it, and at times he makes these mistakes in game. It's a lot that he's dealing with in the map, right? Like he's the playmaker, he's trying to hit the routes, right? So it's a tall task to ask, but that's what they need of him. He needs to be fundamentally sound, and versus FaZe, it seemed like they respected their opponent to another level, right? They're able to get out of that with a 3-1 win. If they can bring that style of play into this, that level of intensity, this is a team that can make a run, but we haven't seen the consistency yet out of this roster all season, right? So that's what we're looking at here, is just fundamentally sound plays, because we know they have the talent. We know they can bully a team on any given day. Can they put it together for a whole tournament, though?
That's right. That's the big question. And really, this is a great opening match to see what OpTic's going to bring for the entire weekend. It is stamina-based, right? This is only Thursday. We got 3 more days after this. It's not going to be easy, but Shotzi was our player to watch for OpTic. We'll see how well he's going to do it. I'm sure he'll rise up to the occasion. But let's talk about our second opponent, or at least our second team, Boston Breach, a team that really turned things around once Beans joined the roster. They weren't winning Game 5s. Beans joins, they win their first ever Game 5. Also in franchise history, they're not beating LA Thieves, but yet they do it in the final week. A lot of positives out.
Yeah, they were breaking a lot of things. They couldn't win Game 5s, and now they are. Their search and destroy is looking a lot cleaner since adding Beans to the lineup and adding the sniper to the lineup as well, which is incredibly dynamic in a game like this, where having a sniper is literally detrimental to the success in this games 2 and 5. So the Boston Breach, they're on the ups right now heading into this. They had, a middle of the pack sort of road to get here, ending 4-1. But again, you got to talk about Big Wake, right? This is a player on this team that when he's on the map, probably the most terrifying gunfight to get into. And I really want to focus on those Game 2s and 5s. Wake has 10 clutches on the season, 7 of those being a 1v2 clutch. I mean, this guy, if he's still alive, you are not guaranteed around.
That's right. That's right. And Awakening, incredible in his own right. Nero, too, I think a great compliment to this roster. But Nameless, just to hone in on Awakening, talk to me about it.
I mean, the guy's a monster. What more needs to be said? And it really, it's sort of, I think with the roster change, he sort of had to refigure out how he wanted to play on this team. Beans is a way different player than Methods. And now, towards the end, especially with that LA Thieves win, Awakening really set back into himself, which is a mega slayer, right?
That's right.
But let's make sure we paint the picture correctly here. Coming into this series, if we look at the performance from Stage 3, and when you look at Boston throughout this game, they're the favorite in this series. When you really look at it, Boston is solid in all 3 game modes, top 6 across the board. They're winning their Game 5s now. The search and destroy looks great. In control, they have the edge, right? Can they put it together on land? Because every time I feel like throughout this game, we've been talking about Boston. Looks so good online. Top 2 in the qualifying stage. what will they do on land? And then they just blunder and they get knocked out or something happens, right? So this is an opportunity for these guys with this new team to get that momentum and confidence going forward, because when we talk about Beans, he brings that energy. How much more energy you need than if you come in versus OpTic with a dub?
Hey, Beans, I think they tweet out, he gives them the gas in order to succeed. I love that the pun's coming through, but now we got to get serious because there was a lot of discussion in the green room about the maps that we're going to be seeing. Let's take a look at our maps and modes. And Ali, you want to start it off? Let's go for it.
Yeah, instantly, this is a bit of a square up for me. That map number 2, I think it's going to be really decisive in this series simply because it's going to be a Nero versus Hook show. Nero has a 2.6 on that map and mode, and Hook mirrors that with a 3.1. Yeah, you thought it couldn't get better. But it got better somehow. So those are definitely going to be your players to watch here on that map number 2.
Nameless, I got to hear your opinion.
You know, I just kind of look at the series and I'm like, all right, that game 4 is going to be very tough for Boston, but that Fortress Control, I think, is the most important map in this series. OpTic historically have not been that great at control throughout this game, and when you look at Fortress, it's a map that they haven't done well on. And for Boston, that's where they had the advantage in this series, right? It's like a CeeLo and Fortress, they're comfortable on both of those. OpTic can't go to a CeeLo, so Boston got to lock down game 3.
Seems like hardpoint, though, is something I want to hone in on just a little bit, right? When it comes to these two teams, hardpoint really does set the precedence. And I think even in our last series that we just saw, Seattle Surge, their hardpoint games were just absolutely out of this world. And you could tell that momentum from those hardpoint games going into Surge was tremendous. Ali, here's their records.
I mean, it's kind of showing for you on the screen here. It's funny because this is exactly what I have in my notebook. The fundamentals have been lacking for the Boston Breach. I think Jay made a good point that OpTic Texas has been kind of back and forth of when they decide to stick to the rules of the game. But Boston Breach, I mean, last time I saw them, I think they need to get their priorities straight when it comes to prioritizing certain hills on that hydro. They continuously were prioritizing P3, which is one of the most mixy hills on that map and mode. They still were able to pull out that series, but it's little blunders like that that could seriously cost them against a team like OpTic Texas, who on any given day could have their fundamentals on complete lock.
Well, I will say that break percentage for Boston is pretty good, but especially when you get to a map like Mercado, it's really difficult for a lot of teams to break. The series is kind of interesting because, like, most teams are vetoing Hydro against OpTic. We haven't seen OpTic play it too many times, and Boston's a good Hydro team. So we'll see if it pays off them going to Mercado, a map that they're 0-2 on that they haven't played in a while.
Well, it seems like it's time for us to put our names on the line. Like, let's do our predictions, right? And this is always a tough one to do, but I'm coming into it, and honestly, one of my favorite teams is about to play. I think at least my prediction has to be Boston Breach. I'm going Boston Breach. I think they're going to take it. Hey, look, and it's scary as a new host to come up here and go against the grain. But Boston Breach, I think they're the better team here. Let's see what they can do. Study, what about you?
I think this is going to be a back-and-forth series, but Boston Breach are going to be able to take it all the way into game number 5, man. What Beans is able to do with that sniper, you have to be able to shut him down. If Ghostie's not going to be the answer, someone has to step up in that position.
They're not happy with us for sure, but Ali, what about you?
Hi, crowd. Hi, chat. I know everybody is just shaking for whatever I'm about to say, but surprisingly, I think you might be happy with this. I'm going with OpTic Texas.
Okay.
Even statistically, I think they have the edge.
Okay, OpTic Texas, that's at least one on the board for the analyst. Nameless, are we going 2 for 2?
Listen, I just always keep it a buck. I don't think OpTic Texas is a championship caliber team just yet. They still have a lot of things that they're working on. But when I look at Boston Breach, they haven't put it together on land ever. And going up against, like, this squad in front of this crowd, I think OpTic Texas take this one, sheer talent alone.
You're going OpTic Texas?
Wow. Nameless OpTic.
He literally switched it up last second.
I put that pick in early this
All right, fair enough. You just faked me out. All right, 2 for 2. OpTic Texas for both down there. We're going Boston Breach. Audience, who are you going for? Are you going OpTic Texas?
That was quiet.
That was quiet.
They're going to need more than that.
Okay, what about Boston Breach?
Oh, they're loud for the booth.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I think we're ready to get this series started. Landon, I'm excited to send it to you, baby. Take it away.
All righty, Texas, let's go. Come on. This is the matchup you guys have all been waiting for. OpTic Texas taking on the Boston Breach. Everybody's already standing up, which I absolutely love. If there's anybody sitting down, get up. This is the match that we have been waiting for, but it is time to introduce our teams. It's a roster that is new, a team with a point to prove. Welcome to the main stage, your Boston Breach. Vivid, Beans, Awakening, and Nero, Boston Breach.
Oh, man, they're sitting in green, but they're on the wrong side of that wall. Let me tell you, man, they got to perform up against the green wall, and a team coming in here with a lot of pressure. They need to put it together on land. We haven't seen it yet, but they got a newcomer on the squad, Beans. Will he be the difference today? Bryce, or excuse me, Lando, bring out.
It's all right, Ant. No worries, buddy. All righty, folks. It is time. 1 year ago today, in this very same venue, this team was crowned. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for OpTic Texas! Ghosty, Shotzi, Dashi, and Hook, OpTic Texas.
I mean, I think the crowd speaks for me when this team walks up onto the stage. I did notice 3 out of the 4 players had a Y at the end of their names, and why are we cheering so loud for them? Because it's a championship caliber team looking to get their second homestand win, and it's Ghosty's first time getting face-to-face with the green wall. You guys better get loud for him, even if he gets 1 kill. Let's get this started. Let's go, Lando.
Let's go, Ali. All right, I'm going to ask you guys one more time. Get on your feet. Get loud. Boston versus OpTic Texas starts right now. Miles and Chance, have a fun one, guys.
How could we not have a fun one? The crowd's already electric, the players are on stage ready to rock and roll, and we get to run it back. Last time these 2 teams faced up on land, it was a memorable one indeed, Chance. Ready to rock and roll, brother. Let's get it.
And look, man, that was with the Boston home crowd behind their own team, and OpTic still came out 3-0. And obviously, the rosters have been shaken up. There is a lot for these guys to be proven. And you got to imagine, what a warm welcome for Ghosty and an absolute treat for Beans. You never forget your first time.
No, you will not forget your first time. Mine was very different. Not so many people watching, but this is going to be a fun one indeed. Very, very different players, very different roles on that team. Beans has got a lot to live up to. He's the main player for that squad. If this crowd shuts him down, that's going to be a problem for Boston.
It is such a fun dynamic between these 2 teams as well. I know the desk was like hammering home on the fundamentals. I'm just looking across this stage. This is a demon lobby. The pop-off potential is absolutely nuts. Shotzi at the very top of that list. When this man is on point, he's an objective player as well. He sets up his team on top of the fact that this dude drops bombs. The hill time is there. The KD is matching that of some of the best AR players in the world. And obviously, that slaying prowess, that potential. 25 kills per map compared to 21. Shotzi does it all.
Shotzi does it all. But of course, Awakening and Shotzi, 2 very different players. They're going to be squaring up on different parts of the map. We'll see them go head-to-head here in the stats. Wonderful numbers either side of the board, though. We'll see if the clutch factor is still there. Awakening, the 1v2 master in search and destroy. And Shotzi, a difficult contender in nearly every situation you find him in. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot wait to rock and roll in this one. We thank you here in Arlington, Texas. The Esports Arena. It's been fantastic to be back. You're an incredible crowd. And for those of you watching online on Twitch, the watch parties all over the world, hope you're very cozy. This is going to be a long one.
Hey, this is going to be a map just to start things off on Embassy, where we are going to learn so much so quickly. Because for OpTic, it has not been their strongest map all year long. They got a 2-6 record, but with this squad throughout Stage 3, 1-1, and they have showed a ton of improvements. And guys like Ghosty, you know he's the hill kid. He's going to be the super soaker for the team. It's about the orchestration. But if this game ends and he has less than 2 minutes in the hill, I'll be disappointed.
We'll see. I got to catch up with Ghosty briefly yesterday when we were getting into the venue. Very, very confident young man. Excited to be on the roster. I said, are you feeling any pressure? You feeling, big shoes to fill indeed? And he said, hey man, I'm here to play my game. I'm not going to let those fans down. We're going to go big. We're going to go home. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fist bumps are out. On the other side of the board, though, for Boston Breach, this is a tough one, Chance. For the fans at home, who maybe don't know what it feels like in the arena, it is electric and it is very green. And Nameless could not have said it better. These boys are on the wrong side of that green wall.
And it is just hard to be calm, and it is hard to play your game. The difference of a vibe you have when you're playing in the online matches, fist bump is just for boys in a tiny little room, compared to dealing with this crowd, making this much noise nonstop. It is so difficult to play your game, and I know for Hoop, we heard the comms that he had when he was playing against Atlanta. They had that tournament energy in the online matches, so it's going to be easy for these guys to translate into the gameplay. For Boston, it's going to be a little bit trickier.
Well, yeah, we'll see how Boston go, because again, it's the first time we're really seeing this roster perform on land. They just said they haven't been able to bring good numbers or solid performances. We'll see if they can find that special sauce here today, this crazy Thursday. They are relentless, Chance. They're gonna have no, it's Thursday, guys. You're gonna have no voice tomorrow. Save yourselves. It's a long week. Call of Duty here in Arlington, Texas. Nearly ready to rock and roll, ladies and gents. This first map is going to be a bloodbath. Now, Chance, last time we saw these two teams play, Hydro Hardpoint, Dash is crazy, cross up. You know, that final, what was that? The Pipes Hardpoint. We saw some insane moments, crazy clutch up ability, but this is two totally different rosters now.
Absolutely. I mean, two new players as well, and to take a look at how these guys have been doing. Not exactly the slaying prowess for Ghosty, right? 0.8 and that 0.9 range, but again, less than 2 minutes of the hill would be a shock to me for what he is going to provide. And for Beans, I think we've seen him get a little bit better over time. The S&D, though, is where he's going to be a standout player and where he needs to be the standout player for this team. Obviously, Game 5, Boston have turned it around. That is the Beans factor, and even on a map like El Asilo, you have Hoop, who's going to the 14-1, going on 11 sprees. You have Dashy, whose KD is ridiculous on that map. That's where Beans has to bring that extra little oomph to this team. And if he can't do that, S&D is going to suffer. But for the Respawns, it's obviously the SMGs on the side of Boston for me that are going to be running the show. Nero, again, when I said Demon Lobby, he is at the tippy top of that list. And obviously, Vivid, he's been the fastest player in the league for a few years now. You know they're bringing the pace.
Yeah, this is the kind of lobby. If you came across these like,
I'd drop out instantly.
I'd be Alt F4. I'd have smashed that Alt F4 key in the dust. I'd be gone, man. I'd be looking at my desktop, just crying. A disgusting lobby. As we try to get everyone into this lobby to get things going. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Very exciting to see the debut of both Ghosty and Beans in their very first ever CDL majors for their respective teams. As this crowd is still going, baby.
And we compare him, but like just even to look at that head-to-head, I feel like there's a lot more pressure on Beans. Not just because he's going against the home crowd, but you had like for OpTic, who needed a clutch up against Atlanta FaZe of all teams just to make it the winner's bracket. And Ghosty basically had his feet up. He finished the game, he's like 10, and that's the only amount of kills I needed for my team to get this dub. So the support he has around him is absolutely absurd. The slaying power that everyone else on OpTic has.
Yeah, Beans comes from Colchester in England. They build him tough there. We'll see how tough he is today, going up against the green wall. And it smiles on the faces for now. We get everyone in this lobby. And we'll see how long those smiles can last, if they do, here in this match.
And again, man, you never forget your first. This is a thing that'll stay with Beans for the rest of his life. And if it's going to be a lifelong memory, for him, you need it to be a good one.
Yeah, we will be indeed. Well, Dashy and Hoop there on screen. You know what's an interesting thing now that these two are on team here? It's going to be really difficult to tell when the crowd is cheering for Hook or Bruce. Guys, can we get a Hook? A Hook! That was pretty good. Now, can we get a Bruce? You see, it's kind of hard to tell. It's difficult to tell, but all you need to know if you're an OpTic fan and you hear that sound, it means nothing but good things. Those two are no strangers to love from that crowd. Almost ready to party, ladies and gents. We appreciate you sticking this one out. Don't forget, ladies and gents, for you at home, you can vote for your Scuff Team of the Major. We do it every single time. We can put together 4 of the finalists voted by you, ladies and gentlemen, at home. And of course, those folks of you in the crowd here as well. Crazy times here in the USA already. I know tomorrow, the OpTic Palooza, the festival side of this tournament, opens up. We'll see more shenanigans on the other side of the hall here at the ESA. But for today, it is strictly business. It is strictly that winner's bracket matchup.
And I was not joking in the slightest when I said this is an absolute demon lobby. I've watched it drop like 5 or 6 times at this point, because even the game is like, this is too much talent on one stage at one time. The hidden SR ratings are a little bit too high. Like, this is so far beyond your average like T250 game. And I know Smiles on the team, they have gotten iced and warmed up and re-iced 5 times at this point, but as long as the vibes are flowing, Smiles across both sides of the stage, trying to make some good things happen.
Now, it's not just Green Wolf fans in the crowd here. We've got Dashy's family in the crowd as well. Dashy's gone no stranger to a Call of Duty event, no stranger to the Green Wall, nothing but love and support from the fam there. We'll see if Bruce can feel the love here in the crowd and put up some of those historic numbers he typically does in these big tournaments, Chance.
I mean, he's going to be one of those players that by the end of the tournament, if OpTic have enough success that they walk away with the trophy, Dash is at the top of the list of who might end up being that MVP, especially with how good he has been at Search and Destroy lately. I mean, even for the map 2 El Asilo that we have, one of the crazier things is that Hook had that game where he went godlike, dropped some ridiculous numbers, and Dash has been keeping up in terms of KD, so that duo on that map have been absolutely relentless. I know we'll get there eventually. At this rate, maybe it'll be Friday.
It might be. You never know. But hey, we're waiting for this one. We're going to play it through. It'd be cool if we could take a look at the maps and modes maybe and just sort of paint a bit of a picture of how this map is going, this entire series is going to go for. Here are the maps and modes presented by that GMC Hummer EV Embassy first and foremost. LSELO, that Search and Destroy Fortress, Mikado, Embassy. We bookend those embassies here at the start and the end of the series.
And look, if I've learned anything being a talent member of the team for the CDL is visa issues absolutely cause problems. So maybe the double embassy we have in this series is slowing things down just a little bit. Maybe Beans had to, go through customs, took an extra little bit of time. But that's for the 1-5. And honestly, for a series like this, there is a very strong chance that we do go the distance because Fortress control between these two teams, absolute toss-up. Maybe a slight edge towards Boston, but honestly, it's going to be a defensive shootout. LSELO, great for both teams. The Mercado has been like the primary ban for both of these squads the entire year long, so it is dead even across the board. I just want to get it going. Eventually.
Hey, we'll get there. We're almost everyone in the lobby. As we welcome these nearly 2,000 strong here at ESA and the many, many thousands online watching from home. We're almost ready to party, friends. We want to get into this just as much as you do. Oh, we're nearly there. Could be a couple of minutes away. But until then, yeah, chance to square up on the embassy is going to be a lot of fun. When it comes to that LSELO Search and Destroy, we have already seen a banger of an S&D here today. We'll take a look at the team records here as we now roll closer and closer towards this one. Fist bumps. Oh, wait. Oh, we got baited so hard there. So close. There it is. Let's have a look at the head up between these two teams. 12-9 there for OpTic Texas so far in their match records.
And the thing that jumps out to me the most is how in Hardpoint and Search and Destroy basically dead even for both of these teams, so no distinct edge at all. Control, though, you lean towards Boston, but there's the Al Bagger that we're going to. Defensive shootout, it's kind of a 50-50 map, and it's a map that Texas have actually played much more throughout this stage with this roster compared to the entire year. So even that is going to be 50-50. I cannot possibly express how close this is going to be, how unpredictable. I know the Desk had a 2-2 split. I don't know if you were to poll the crowd and poll the fans at home, maybe a 90-10 split. However, as far as the experts go, it is not an easy one to choose.
No, not at all. Two very, very exciting teams to watch. A lot of individual skill in this lobby. Teamwork will be the difference maker. We'll see if it gets to that point. We're almost ready to go, ladies and gents.
We keep saying that.
I'm going to keep saying it until we're in the game, and then I'm going to scream, let's do this, and we're going to get in the matchup. You know the drill, brother. This ain't your first rodeo here in Texas. But that control, that may be the decider. It's the middle of the series. We play that as game number 3 here in the Call of Duty League. Al Bagger is going to be an absolute banger. We've seen fast games, slow games, all sorts so far, as it tends to evolve throughout the season. And ladies and gentlemen, dare I say it, here we go. OpTic Texas, Boston Breach. Map number 1, Embassy Hardpoint. Let's get into it.
A slow start for the match, but either one of these teams, they're looking for that snowball effect. Once you get things going, they are not going to stop. And I know the record doesn't look sweet for OpTic, but again, recently with this roster, 1-1. They've improved on it. They're happy to let it through, but obviously Boston Breach, very dangerous. Just the fact that the team that is worst at rotating going against the team that has been the best at the breaks, going to be one hell of a match.
Here we go. OpTic spawned a little bit closer towards that hard point, but no closer towards the second, and already, an electrifying start to get things going. Shots in Ghosty in the feed there, early time to OpTic.
And we talk about a start that makes things a little bit nervy. You open your matchup with a team kill first time on land. Not a fun one to try to bounce back from. And hey, if Dash is posted up, picking up kills, and you get the 4-man wipe. OpTic wheeling and dealing already.
A difficult situation for the spawns, but well read there. That was Shotzzy, low right-hand side of the minimap. He's now playing for the next one. Already OpTic off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, fantastic. This is one of the best P1s we have seen all year. Literally, the perfect opening break, as good as it gets to set the tone, and already for Boston, it's an early rotation of P2, but OpTic, they got a little bit of time to try to break this one down.
This is a lovely counter-attack from Boston, but who finally stopped. Right-hand side of the minimap, P2 is now up. This is the side door towards the embassy. We'll see how it goes over by Park. Beans, the man of the moment. We'll see how he fares as his teammates fall around. He's going to be the anchor. 2 kills waits for Beans there on the point, holding it down.
Yeah, needs to bounce back, right? Opens up with a team kill, starts off 0-3, but the little 3 spree just to keep OpTic away from the hill, but that was a 42-second run on P1 for OpTic, and on the rotation, Boston not even collecting any of the time. Beans, the last man to take care of. OpTic get the trades, OpTic looking to get the time.
Oh, finally though, Breach managed to get themselves into the hard point, even if it's only for a few moments. Of course, Boston Breach, the white arrows on the minimap. Awakening now, trying to contend with the whole OpTic roster, can't get it done. Forward now, OpTic drive as the onslaught begins. Dashy, the man in charge. Ghosty now on the contest in the hard point, and it's only 15 seconds. You'd love to have it if you are Breach, but already looking towards the new hard point, Shotzi. He's the man in there.
Yeah, the Ghosty special, just getting the time, but the lone man did not get that trophy close enough. Dashy's got to play for kills, feels the pressure and drops down, so that is actually Boston gets in the rotation, but Dashy gets the gunny, and on the hill, it's good enough for the trades. The fest goes through, and hey, it's Ghosty, last man standing, looking to make the play. There's number 1.
Number 1, here comes number 2. Great work there from Boston Breach. The pinch is on. Nero cut down, trying to get near the hard point from spawn. But for now, Boston, they have control. They've got trophies. They've got the high ground.
And that is quite literally just the difference that a trophy makes. Makes the rotation harder for OpTic. It is now being the protector for Boston Breach, who again, they started out down 42-0. They've stabilized the game, stabilized the rotation. Maybe the SMG's getting a little bit hot as well. Pivot now on the 3.
Oh, Shotzi somehow pulls that one away. Final 15 seconds here of the top side of the AC units will go the way of Boston Breach. Now we're towards the inside of the embassy. That's where the next battle takes place. Who's flying forward? Can't get any more out of it. Nero with 3 in the feed. Ghosty though, the newcomer to the roster. He's in. Oh, and he trades out. That's good enough for now. OpTic get the score.
Yeah, look who got this play. Yeah, Hook all the way around back, and now he's got Dashy in the mix as well. So that's a 3-piece from Nero that he gets, and his team cannot even go to the hill to collect the time. Hook now wheeling, dealing, bouncing back and forth between the hallways, and easy read on both of them. But again, that trophy battle, OpTic has not had it near the hill.
Oh, OpTic though, they're running out of numbers here on point. Boston looking at the clean break they're in. Shotzi though, the final dagger, still stays alive. Nero from behind the desk says, no, thank you, not coming in. We'll take that. We're looking at a lead change here for Boston. In comes Hook.
Yeah, funny how it goes, right? The rotation, the kills have been on point from OpTic, but the trophies have cost them a little bit. Awakening's getting his out towards New, but even for the final 20 seconds, maybe Vid wants to go and hit that old time, but he gets caught. So OpTic stabilizing the old time, build themselves a sizable lead, and hey, now you got Dashy working on the roto.
The hard fight there from Boston now over to Awakening. 11-7 from him overall. Demon Joe, a terrifying opponent to come up against here in MW2. Aprons on. He's now doing the dirty work in the kitchen. New hard point pops.
Yeah, close the door as well, as incredibly polite as you can get. All the trophies in the world, and OpTic very distant from the hill. Shotzi the front man, but he's going to get spotted, and he has zero support on this break for the moment. You have Boston picking apart every member of OpTic along the cross. The teamwork, not quite there yet.
Here comes the next hit. Ghosty's going to make his way through the backside of that kitchen. Now Awakening and Vivid. Oh, through mid-map wins a big one. Beans there in the feed as well. Beans has not slowed down too much. 8-8 overall. This is a 3 spree from him. Awakening now. Hold in the kitchen. Ghosty checking corners, waiting for the opportunity. Shotzi backing him up. Here comes the hit. It's 2 from Shotzi. 3. Oh, it's all 4 now.
And it took them like 30 seconds to set up the teamwork, but as soon as they got there, they made it happen on the break. So Ghosty and Shotzi, too clean with it, able to get that scrap time once again, but a very tight game for the moment. Still could go either way.
Ghosty hold it. Does. Keeps the time ticking. It's only 5 seconds, but it may come into effect later on. He'll take that 4 spree. 16-12 overall for Anthony Cuevas Castro.
And OpTic are putting so much weight on the right side of the map. You get Ghosty posted up in the top windows to keep the players out of the hill, but weird timing and the 2-man in the feed right there for Boston, but that's why maybe Hook will fill in the spot, pick up the tack, and just keep Boston out of that time.
We can. Good ears. Oh, good gunny. Stays alive. Nero drops. 120-95. No one really able to get on the P1 just yet. We go back to the center of the map, back to that crazy alleyway.
And now you also have to read the spawns as well. OpTic know they lost the right side, but now they're actually trying to collect that time. Hook trying to play the safety net, stay in the back by the stairwell, and that means his team can get inside the point. It looks like OpTic, all 4 members up on the right side, they're looking for that P2 rotation. And Hook has been alive for such a long time, but gets chopped down in the end. A little back and forth battle. OpTic still only that ever so slight lead.
Yeah, it's a slight lead. They've not got maps dropping out. Can Dashi change that? No. Nero holds it down. Spawns for Boston now in that lower right-hand side of the map, set up for success. In If they can make this work, they can pull the lead back. Boom trying to stay alive, roaming the halls of the embassy once again. Here come his teammates, here comes the hot.
And look, whether it's Hook or Shotzi, they have just run this stairwell just to keep these players out of time, so things might be limited by the back trunk, but that doesn't mean Breach have been able to collect any of this P2 time. Finally, Nero gets inside, and they get the 3-man wipe in their feed, but Boston, for the first time on this hill in a long time, are getting a decent chunk.
Beans back on his truck, loves it here. Nero now through the front, now all those arrows. Good spin, Hook somehow takes 2 out of the play. Towards the hard point we now go. Beans versus Shotzi. Shotzi wins it, hard point OpTic.
And they're just so annoying, the SMGs for this OpTic Texas squad. Just to be annoying on this hill, trying to keep them at bay and set your team up on rotation. But Nero, right now, Betty Pop, he is flying.
Wow! Well, that's what Nero does best. He is soaring right now. Will he check this corner? Oh, the stun might get it done. No! Dashi dives in, saves the play. Can Vivid get this one now? Over the next hard point! Nearly. As Dashi will drop, the time now will tick in the moment's favor. There for his boys on Boston. No, Nero keeping the play going. 21, now 22 and 20. He's cooking.
That's still a foot race, though, for the actual hill time. I think you got Shotzi maybe able to make an errant play. And if you have no trophies out, it's going to be a problem. The nades have been costing Shotzi. Somehow collect that even with his back turn. But this has been an AC hill that took 20 seconds for Boston to actually get inside of. We'll see how much they can try to run it up.
Vivid feeling brave, fights his way forward. OpTic down low. Dashi finds the entry on a 2. Over to Beans now. Next one to the hard point. Watching the ladder. No problem. Into the hard point. We're now going to fly. 2 ARs. Posted up. An unfortunate team kill. You'll take it, though. That's an ample amount of time. Oh, no! Beans brought down, no more time for anyone.
And talk about a 1v1 gunfight that just sets your team up for success. Nero might want to fly, but this is a lot of OpTic numbers to deal with and just gets cut down. So Ghosty wins 1, sets his team up for the final 20 seconds to scrap in another lead change in this game. OpTic is taking it.
Very different looks now on the next time we roll into Embassy. This time it's all Boston Breach. They've got full control for now. OpTic, they're going to slither their way through the top side of the embassy. If they can get involved in this fight, it better be sooner rather than later. Yes, that lead change. Boston's starting to walk away with it.
And you see, as soon as Shotzi gets to the back, he actually spawns those Boston players out. But Boston off spawn has just gone and killed everyone. 4-man wipe. Boston takes the lead. And after 40 seconds left, not fun spawns for OpTic. Maybe only up for Ghosty to try to make the play.
Awakening, staying alive. Ooh, Ghosty does make the play. Holds onto the point for a moment. Vivid tagged up, taken care of. Shotzi flying through the embassy halls now. We're looking at a lead change potentially. It's a 10-point game for now. This hard point is going to change it.
And those are back-to-back hills, by the way, where Ghosty absolutely makes the play. I think off a gifted spawn that he was able to collect, but he turns that into a 2-piece. He won the big gunfight on that last AC hill. Right now, the rookie living up to the hype on the main stage.
Soaking the time, finding what you can. Rotation's done. Boston Breach once again the first into the kitchen. It was a late break from OpTic the last time we were here. Will they be able to get the job done early? So far, no. Beans and Vivid awakening in the feed.
And look, it was the teamwork for OpTic that got him through this hill last time. They are getting picked apart along the way. Every solo chow die, solo chow die. And the amount of distance and space Boston just created on this map, I mean, if you're Nero sitting inside the hill, you're comfortable. OpTic can't get anywhere near you.
Nero's feet gone numb. He sat for so long. Ghosty slips on through laundry. Any help here? I don't think so. He might be able to get something done alone. Wow, somehow steals a kill. Great work. However, Boston Breach right back at it into the feed. Here comes Hoop, no more. Beans running it in the kitchen. Nutritious and delicious as Dashi now on 1 HP, trying to get himself forward, but Beans is on a 5, and Boston are over 200.
Yeah, both these rookies trying to step up. Even Nero gets an extra one. The kitchen hill, Boston have absolutely run the show, trying to put them away.
All right, it's a late one, but let's see if we can find the comeback here with an OpTic Texas. Listen in.
Peon.
What you have to do?
I'll just go low. I'm with you, Dan.
I'm
Top cannon on a fold. Red.
I'm gonna pitch. You
Orange or PD. I have your front. I have all your front. He's right in front. Bathroom.
Here, I'm gonna chop.
Jump here, done. Nice! Orange.
He might pitch. We can. I can't pitch.
I'm already. Laundry. Wait, I'm watching. Double one. What's P2?
I'm at front line. I'm at front bathroom.
I front bathroom.
He's low long.
Bathroom.
He's low long. He's fucking gas side low long.
I hear that.
I'll take that.
I hear you. Wait, look at the orange. Orange, watch out, Vivid. Nice! Holding Xbox. Impact. Shit, I'm coming up. Give me a sec.
Let's definitely be gun truck.
I'm gonna pitch for gun truck.
Let's get gun truck.
I'll pitch for gun truck. Stay alive.
What's gun truck? He's all the way in the back, sticking it then.
One more. Wait. I'm picking up your
Is he got you?
Yeah, I got him.
No, one more on the wall. On the wall.
There's 20 on deep.
We're missing Awakening. They're shrieking, guys.
Yeah, I'm getting inside.
Yo, one shot in red. Red going laundry. Just slay up. Everyone slay up.
I'm staying alive.
I stunned. They're not going
Watch
go.
on Xbox. Watch on Xbox.
Watch on time.
I
hear you.
One time. Yo, he's side.
Sign.
It's composed comms in the final few moments here as Boston Breach surge their way forward towards the win. You've got to get one more player out. It's Vivid. He somehow guns two. Vivid stays alive. Can they get him out in time? No, they cannot. Boston Breach take map number 1.
And getting on his feet and letting them know Beans popping off on the last kitchen hill, going on the 5-3 in those rotations to P2. He was in the back truck every single time, just being annoying, just keeping his team in the mix. And Boston, what a way to open your major, silencing the home crowd.
And Nero as well. We'll take a look at the stats in a moment, but wow, what a performance from nearly everyone in that game. That was an absolute blinder though. 36 and 32 out of Nero there, nearing 4,000 damage. It was just, you call it a demon lobby from the get-go. No shortage of individual skill, and we saw it all there.
It's ridiculous pace, man, because even Vivid had 60+ engagements. So the SMGs on Boston, they just fire off like missiles, and the ARs, it's the easy job. You just want them to post up, stay alive, block those spawns, and even the amount of distance and space that Boston on that kitchen hill were able to create, there was one good push coming out of Shotzi and Ghosty. Outside of that, Boston was straight up bullying OpTic Texas, and had a few of those key hills where OpTic, just not a lot of love, not a lot of life, and even on AC, when OpTic had those opportunities for the moments, the trophy, just not in the right position. It's those little fundamental mistakes that have costed OpTic, and they costed them right there as well.
Let's have a look at the highlights now from map number 1. A fun one indeed. Embassy, always a throwdown. It's a small map, a lot of close range engagements. Those submachine gun plays, they were ripping. That little Vaznev screaming across Embassy to start things off. And close match still, Boston Breach, they'll be happy to take that map number 1. And I think, Chance, again, for the nerves, for the mindset you're in now, if you're Boston, you've taken map 1, you did it in a great way, you got to be feeling good.
I mean, talking about like the confidence thing, especially for like the way that match started off for Beans. He opens it up with a team kill with the frag grenade, and you feel like things are getting bad, but again, starts piecing up on the kitchen hill. He goes on a 5-3 at some point, and again, if the crowd's gonna be against you, you feel that pressure as soon as you get it off your back. Oh, now you got that freedom to play with.
Well, Green Wall's still gonna be loud as hell as we get into the search and destroy. Boston Breach, what a great finish. Vivid, huge plays towards the end there. Not letting anyone get through, holds the line admirably. 250, 212, map number 1 there on Embassy.
And that is fantastic composure as well. It kind of sounded to me like OpTic a little bit stressed in the comms. Very concerned about players like Awakening, who were the missing guy they were looking for. Meanwhile, you're just calling in the streak. But either way, 36 kills out of Nero, ridiculous pace out of Vivid as well. Those two guys are just the setup men for Boston. Obviously, 250, 212, not incredibly comfortable, but eventually they just got the job done.
Here we go. Map number 2 almost on its way. Start of that series, an absolute banger. El Asilo, search and destroy now upon us. And we will ask crowd again, if there is a moment where your favorite team is maybe defusing, please keep it to yourselves and celebrate once the play is finished. You know what I'm talking about. We don't have to get Hex out here and tell you up, because he'll do it. I've seen him do it. He's a big man. You will listen to him. But ready to rock into the search and destroy chance. High-level thoughts, mate. Where are we going here?
Again, Hook and Dashi are the demons. Wallkeeper's not word for OpTic Texas on this map. Hook has had some of the best performances of the year on El Asilo, so when he gets the hot hand, he torches teams. That's pretty much up for guys like Nero to try to contain. And Dashi on the flip side, on both attacking rounds and defense, completely lights out. Dashi can snipe. He's bringing it out more for the squad. He's very choosy about when he gets to break it out. But again, Hook has the 2.2 when his numbers are absolutely absurd because of the one performance he had that bumps him up. And Dashi's right there with him, just game over game. Dashi absolutely locks this map down.
That's a scary prospect. Those two top players here in the league thus far. 2.2 from Hook. We've seen some insane games from him. Slightly inflated stats from, I think, a single matchup, but again, a wonderful indicator of how this is going to go.
And just think about how the map plays as well, right? It's the massive SMG stack on the A site. You double stack it on defense. It's going to be, I mean, the 4 that we have in this lobby, again, just ridiculous amount of potential in the pop-off play that they can bring into those close quarters moments. But we're looking for the playmakers on this map. We know, just like map 1, it's going to be a back-and-forth battle.
38% first blood rate for Boston Breach. Not a great number. 52 way better there for OpTic Texas. So it's first blood, the first player to draw blood, get a kill here on LSC. And those retakes are still incredibly important for OpTic Texas. That's once the bomb's gone down, you manage to retake that site, get the defuse, and secure the round win. Very, very important stat lines to be keeping an eye on as here we go. First round, search and destroy.
And obviously, first round, no trophies, no dead silence, opportunity to make a play with your tax and nades. And Nero's the guy making the play straight in for that first blood.
Straight in, finds one, nearly gets second to Nero as well. Unreal. Ghosty, though, takes control of the bomb site. An awkward stun. That's a good nade, though. That's going in. Ghost is going to get tagged up by that one. Enough to maybe allow somebody from Boston Breach to push. It's the 3v1. It's been a crazy round opener. Ghosty, don't let the name fool you. He's making loads of noise.
He got spotted as well on the cross. Awakening saw it the entire time. They know exactly where they have him trapped, and that is that round one potential you have to make a play. Nero delivers in that round, and Ghosty may be waiting for the dead silence to pop up, but keep in mind, everybody for Boston getting theirs as well.
It's nearly there, yeah. Ghosty's about to get a whole lot spookier once that dead silence becomes available. Check them corners, son. 30 seconds on the round. Vivid spot him out. Gunfight's up. Big tags. 25 to go.
And this is just a lot of time being burned. And maybe gets the kill on Vivid, but can't quite finish it. And again, bomb down, 20 seconds left. You're just going to have to go for that last-ditch effort to make a play. And it looks like they're actually giving up the bomb plant, but the triangle getting set up. You are going to be trapped and gunned down. Boston Breach, first round win.
First blood, Nero puts his life on the line, somehow walks away with 2 in that opening foray. Like, just a madman.
Hey, that is no dead silence. That is no help as well
No.
from his teammates. He just ran straight in and took it from him. I mean, that is an electric sort of play to make, and the amount of confidence you have to even attempt something like that. Nero gets it done, and again, Boston Breach, their only struggle point on this map has been the first blood category. I think Nero might have done a little bit of homework.
You're in for a treat, COD fans. OpTic on defense, first and foremost, we'll be checking out Dashy with that sniper in a moment. I wonder if anyone here on Boston Breach here on the attacking round. Oh, so close. Atta Bruce. Good reposition. Whoa, wait a minute. That's some lovely time in the observers. Good work. Shotzi somehow catches 2. And a bit of Dashy now. SPX in hand. He'll be able to catch a player or 2 out and about. Awakening might be the man of the moment. Let's see if he gets it.
I think Shotzi might have said, hey, anything you can do, I can do just a little bit better. He gets the 2-piece and gets out with his life.
No way.
Now just gets the jump on it. Nero
What did
Shotzi. Open your eyes.
Oh, no. He didn't see it. He catches that one, though, for the ace! Whoa! He knew.
Such a tease.
He knew what he was doing. He let that one slide.
Why get one freebie when instead you get the highlight reel?
Oh, Shotzi. Wonderful bounce back there from OpTic Texas.
And that's been the name of the game. The snipers yet to connect. It has been the SMGs on defense, pushing the pace and getting those first bloods. See if there's going to be a mix of a strats for either team. Setup looking a little bit standard for OpTic, or maybe leaning towards this B site. No dead silence for Shotzi, but a lot of players for OpTic looking down this outer lane.
Ghosty MCPR. Saw a crack in the door, saw a Vivid move there. This might give Shotzi enough clearance to make his way forward. That stun bangs the door wide open again. So Beans may get the first blood onto Hook.
And it's also bombed down. Hook is the guy that dropped it. Dashy, though, evens up the odds, but it trades back and forth because Nero's in position. The bomb is down in such a difficult spot. Shotzi going to have to retrieve at some point. And keep in mind, Ghosty is the snipe, but Shotzi has the 5 and also has to clutch an effective 1v3.
Beans and Awakening. They're the next 2 players over here. Bomb recovered now, 40 seconds. So Shotzi to make his moves, and he's making them very loudly. This bomb plant's going to guarantee him dead silence.
And they're split for the moment as well. You feed an extra kill to Shotzi, that's going to be the cruise. And if you feed him the kill a little bit too quickly, well, he's already got the Deddy Pop. He's looking to make the play.
No!
The timing did not go his way. The distance on point, the cruise missile shut down, and Boston Breach got the bounce back round.
That is an outstanding turn of events right there for Boston Breach. You managed to avoid the cruise missile, you avoid the comeback. take the lead up by 1 here. The chance, it's a matter of moments. It's a little bit of bad timing. It's a nice setup from Boston. It's a very safe setup, a complete opposite sides of the map.
And I feel like the first blood that Beans get just sort of rips the heart away of the strategy, because OpTic, the rest of the pressure was on the other side of the map, so you just have to go into retrieval mode to get the bomb. But we saw Dashy pull out the snipe, whiffed, put it away, Ghosty pulled it out, no success there either. So for the moment, Boston handling the snipe battle very well.
I was in Shotzi's stream sort of late Wednesday night, and let me tell you, I'm pretty sure he can run it too. Look at the hats on those boys. Where do we get those? Can we get those hats?
Everything is bigger in Texas.
Everything's really big in Texas. Crazy. Here we go. Round up. We're going to see Boston Breach on attack. Nero, bomb in hand.
And nothing too hyper-aggressive this time. OpTic with a little bit of pressure down low, and actually you see Hook snapping into position. Vivi got back down. At least he gets one before he gets traded, and look at that, the collapse on this side of the map. Awakening gets banged out. We got a 2v2.
Just over a minute to play. Nero, when he knows Dashy's here, it's a standoff. It's a noisy one. Nero might have bought it. Wait a minute. He shoots the shot a little early, and hey man, shoot the shoot. And now plant is plant.
I think just the spot that Beans is in, he can sort of orchestrate for Nero. Nero knows that everybody else is going to have to be inside with him, as the late flank play from Beans could potentially be in effect.
We'll find out if they're in here with Nero, or if Nero's in here with them. Beans, you sneaky devil.
Perfect.
Bakes Ghosty. Final 30 seconds. Dash is going to pop Deddy. We'll see if his Vaznev can get put to work. Attack in hand now. Moving fast, moving clean. Gets one. Can he get away? Yes. 20 seconds to go.
1 HP in a dream, but you got less than that. You got to hop this bomb quick.
Trying to make the moves. A lot of noise being made. Wait, check in. He gets the kill. Time. Fly. Get to the fuse. He does. And that is a very important clutch up there from Dasher.
And Beans just got played as well. Less than 20 on the clock when Dashy jumps down and eviscerates Nero with the perfect read. But Beans so concerned about the hop, he wastes no time. He flies around, gets heard the entire way, and Dashy drops him. That is a tough round for Beans and a beautiful one for OpTic.
Beans does everything right up to the final moment. Hoop now with the bomb for OpTic Texas. The man who we've given a lot of praise to for the KD yet to get on the board. We'll see if this is the round.
A lot of nades coming through, though. So OpTic going to be slowed down a bit, but maybe there's the freebie. Dashy might have been tagged up, but it wasn't that weak and vivid. The early fall in Shotzi with the follow-up. You got a 2v4.
Damn. Pumps the brakes immediately. Comes to a grinding halt. Beans bangs the door, makes a lot of noise. You know these players are bombed down now for OpTic. 2-man advantage. Can Beans make it that bit more even? Tries to get the fight. Oh! Hip fire lands, less than 30, 3v1.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit too tough, though. Not a lot of time and not a similar situation. And Hook just jumps on it. Not a care in the world. Might have been 0-4, but Hook delivers for 2 in that round.
From round out Hook. See the power of the bomb plant. And force your boys to make a move. You see this time and time again here on LSC, like bomb plants win your rounds. 6 and 4 out of Shotzi. He has been electric here in the search. On the other side of the board, though, 6 and 3. The newcomer not too affected by this crowd just yet. Force breathe, though, for Dashy. See if he can make that a 5 in a moment.
This is, by the way, no one actually with the bomb carrier. A lot of pressure on the outside. Matt Dashiell spots it all. But Nero's the guy with the bomb, so Boston playing split. They're showing a B hit, but the guy with the bomb drops it. You got a 2v2, but the bomb is down towards the middle of the map. Boston, you're playing around a TDM right now.
No, they've got to find that way towards the inside. Get that bomb. Hook moves silently across the map. He might be able to catch up Beans. He does. 2v1. Vivid now. The lone man. Oh my good God. If he made this a 1v1 with 50 seconds on the clock, that'd have been something. It might still be the case. Ghosty got spotted. Now, the dive.
And if Dashy clutched the 1v2, that is a difference maker round. This is Vivid's opportunity to strike back.
He's going for it. Dead silence. And a fastidious approach now in LSClo. He can hear everything. The thundering footsteps of all these players. Always check the corner. He's made a bit of noise. Made a little bit too much. OpTic get the read. It's now 4-2 here in the search.
And that was Breach trying to mix things up with a cheeky little strat with the bomb, but it did not make a single bit of difference. OpTic had picked them apart, and from 0-4, now on a 5 spree. Hook looking for a cruise of his own.
Bounce back from Hook. Unbelievable 5 spree right now. Deep breaths. Roll now into the next round. First to 6 here in Search and Destroy. Shotzi. Can he find another first blood?
Got spotted on the cross. What a position from Nero to see this one coming.
Vivid now making the flank as well. Oh dear God, this is great. A shoulder thrown from Hook. The tiniest slither, and he manages to find the kill. Nero now looking to get the trade. Awakening though does manage to find Shotzi 3v3. As Nero, oh my God! Hook nails the cruise. What a 1v1 that was.
That was the wrong man to chow in that moment. Hook on a tear, but finally gets shut down for the 2v2. Bomb down, you gotta go and collect the beats in the meantime. Opportunity to clutch, him versus Dashi again for the 1v1.
Here we go. There's plenty of time, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone settle down, everybody simmer down. Nothing's gonna happen for a moment. Dashi versus Beans. 30 seconds. Whoa.
And that's information for Beans, by the way. That stump coming through. Beans has to have an idea of Beans. He knows that he can hear it. Redemption for the rookie. Gets the win against Dashi in that moment and keeps Boston alive.
Not a bad one for his 10th kill. Fantastic composure there from the young man.
And here's the guy that we saw the stats before the series started, the 1.3 in S&D. He has been the Reaper in this game mode, trying to deliver for this squad, but still down a round. Knew it was going to be back and forth. Breach, still a long way to go.
Score is 4-3. OpTic with the lead. One more for Boston Breach to find the equalizer. Is this the round? Standard looks from both teams. They smash their way to the inside of Elasilo, but Dashi has had enough of these shenanigans. Beams, though, answers right back with the immediate trade. Shotzi, he's going all the way around the outside. No dead silence yet. He has to slow this slightly, but you've got a lot of map position now.
And you have Breach playing fairly distant towards your spawn as well, so Awakening is watching the push. The Shotzi waiting for the timing of when he wants to strike, but there's no pressure on Shotzi in this moment. He's on defense. He can wait for the play to fall into his lap, but look at the awareness from Breach on the minimap. They're trying to hunt him down, but they get caught while doing it.
Wait a minute, Shotzi's not been taken care of yet. You must deal with him. Beans once again, the man to do it. 2v2 now. Breach are fighting tooth and nail. Can Beans get his third? Here on the round, he does.
Challenge.
Is Beans going for the ace? He's got himself a cruise as well.
And those doors just got opened by Dashi as well. He's just going for the reposition. Not an easy gunfight to win. And it's the double chow from both of them. Beans has been a god. 10 non-tradeds on the game. 13 kills from this young man. And I believe he got himself the cruise that round as well. The bounce back in these 2 rounds.
The equalizer found. Boston Breach have tied it up 4-4 here on Elasilo. Now, Charles, Elasilo means what? An asylum in Spanish. That means this place is crazy, and we are not wrong.
And I thought beans were supposed to be good for your heart, but everyone in this venue, they are pounding and shaving years off of their lives. Absolute tear as of recent, tied up game, and it'll be OpTic on the attack. It'll be Vivid, looking to strike for a first blood though. How good is your shot if anyone peeks a little too far?
He was the most statistically accurate player in the league for many years. Who though, his early cruise missile coming to play now. And force Boston inside.
And what can you get off this, right? You actually have it Shotzi with the bomb, the man trying to make the move. So Shotzi's right now making the play. Getting up in the mix, but Beans, he's got the counter.
Right back at it. There it is, lands another Dashi. No safe haven found for Bruce up there, and now to Shotzi. Melee! Oh my God, it was a fist fight, and Beans comes out on top.
No, you cannot stop this, man. The haymakers, who tagged up one shot, forced outside. And for a 2v4, you just burned your cruise. OpTic, right now, they're worried about the collapse.
It's not over yet, though. It's a 2v4, and the nuke is now roaming. He's making a decent amount of noise. Checks this corner, maybe. Beans once again. Beans again!
No, dude, Beans is about to break the kill record for his first match on the main stage. It's been a godlike performance, and honestly, for the 1v4, feed this one to Beans.
Ghosty's not going to feed nobody. He's going to try to play this one up. 20 seconds. It's Boston Breach, though, with an overwhelming advantage in the round. And it's Demon Joe. And now it is map point Boston Breach.
Miles, it is a 9 spree from Beans. He has 16 kills in this game. And that is 3 rounds in a row from Boston. Perfect counter call, putting in that cruise. Dashy gets caught in the most wide open spot imaginable. And right now, Boston looking to just punish them on map number 2. It's not over yet. You gotta shut him down.
Beans has 16 kills. 16 kills. This is unbelievable. And this is to take the lead by 2 here in the series over OpTic. Can OpTic Texas find the bounce back? Now into the hard port, to the search and destroy we go once more, ladies and gents. I'm losing my mind. Can Beans get 10 here on Alasilo?
Well, they're taking their time, allowing the squad to play for picks. It's Awakening looking out towards field as well. And Shotzi is a little bit aggressive on the field side of the map, but doesn't look like Boston had the intel just yet. Ghosty potentially thinking about a flanks, but this has been a 4v4 almost stalemate on the map. No one making that first move.
And while we're on the topic, Beans needs 18 to break the kill record. Tags from Vivid. Got himself a nice perch there on the sides of the sofa. The clock is ticking fast.
And keep in mind, for Boston, they haven't actually cleared out this A site yet. They've used a lot of nades and tacks to try to make some moves on the map so far, but running out of time, not a lot of options. Ghosty, though, he's getting hunted down.
Oh, he gets hunted. Busted, if you will. Hoop, though, flies right into it. Nice work there. Dashy gets another 3v2. Numbers to OpTic.
And you just don't have time. 22 seconds, Boston. You're going to have to fly. Dead Silence just ran out, and he can't get the kill. Hoop shuts him down. Awakening for the 1v3. This has it written down. This is looking like a round 11.
Here it is, round 11. Awakening. Oh, boy. Here we go. One final dance on Alasilo here in the series.
And take a deep breath. This could be a round that defines your entire tournament. Could be an absolute difference maker for either of these squads. Desperate for it. And it'll be Boston on the attack again. They waited till there was like 30 seconds on the clock before they had an attempt at a strat call. Ice has been this team's problem in the past. Looking to see what they do in this final round.
Since Beans joins the roster, they have managed to turn those tides. Their round 11 record's far better thus far here in the stretch towards this very major hoop. Stun check connects.
That ace side has been left completely open by OpTic on defense. And this time, no time wasted, making the move to get in the mix. Hoop, though, thinking about shutting it down, and Shotzi flying on the flank.
This is the plan. You let them take that bomb site. Here comes Hoop, trying to find whatever he can on the close side of it. 40 seconds, that bomb goes boom, and Boston Breach wins the map. Here we go. Shotzi still on the outside plate. Hoop now teetering the edge. 1v1x0.
Ciao.
Hoop falls. Shotzi on the flank, he gets it. Dead Silence is complete. Less than 30 seconds to go. Ghosty now on the outside with him. Stacked up through the site. No, Nero gets another one. Ghosty, though, manages to level the playing field as best he can. It is all down to Dashy after a team kill. And wait a minute, Beans is there! Beans gets it! Breach, unfazed on Alasilo as the round 11 goes their way.
And ties the kill record for his first match on main stage. 17 bomb coming out of Beans.
Unbelievable performance. The last man left standing there in the game. And a shocking 2-0 lead here in the series for Boston.
And the unreal bounce back that Beans just had. He opens up his series, team killing with a frag on Embassy, goes on a tear, and Boston gets a win. He lets Dashy clutch the 1v2 against him, instantaneous bounce back, and helps carry his team to the win, but obviously credit the whole way down. 2 first bloods for Vivid, 2 for Nero as well, and obviously Nero, he got the first blood in the round 11 there to shut the players down. That is a massive game 2 out of Boston Breach.
A sensational search and destroy, and Alasilo comes to a close. An exciting round 11. Not so much for the OpTic fans, but very much so for you neutral green fans here in the Call of Duty world as Boston Breach now. Control chance has been their mode. We'll get to that in a moment, but before then, here's the series. is, ladies and gents.
And we're going to a map on Al Dagger that even TSC are getting nervous on when they look at this one, right? It has been a defensive gauntlet, a defensive shootout on this map. And if you're looking at those teams that have a little bit better on the success of the objective, even for the defense for the round 5, Boston do have that edge.
See who has the defense in the bag. When we come back after this break, ladies and gentlemen, a shocking result. If it's a 3-0, Boston Breach walk away with it, or is this the beginnings of the comeback for OpTic Texas? We'll find out after the break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
11 to see Boston Breach now 2-0 up over OpTic Texas, our major 3 hosts here in our winners bracket round 1 showdown. Now, the question remains, Chance, will we see the comeback begin here for OpTic Texas on this upcoming control game? It's going to be a banger regardless of what happens, but we'll find out. Momentum firmly in Boston's hands.
Firmly in their hands, but they do not want to let it slip away. Again, a defensive shootout for Al Bagger control, and if you let OpTic get back in the mix, we know how this team gets when the ball gets rolling, when the comms get hot, when they find their flow state. OpTic can be on something fierce. So if I'm Boston, get this done as quick as possible. And for the rates of how these two teams have been in the offensive round, it's a comical statement to make. But if you get more than 2 ticks on either zone combined, you're considering that a success on the attack.
Just 2, ladies and gents, just 2. You don't have to be greedy. Go for the 3. Hey, good for you. Get 1, not good enough. 2 is what you are looking for. A defensive heavy game of control on its way, boys and girls. Better hydrate, Nero. You're going to need all that spitting you're about to do on this map. Shotzzy, we saw that wild ace early on there in the Search and Destroy. He certainly put on for the fans at home.
And it is going to be the SMGs, whether it be Shotzzy or Hook on one side, or Nero and Vivid, who are piecing them up on Embassy for map 1. That is the goal on offense. Get one of those players into Art, let them run amok, fly, have the dead silence plays, and go absolutely berserk. That's the type of play that's going to set your team up for success. That's what these teams are going to need. And obviously, we talked about control. It has been a struggle point for OpTic all year long. 50-50 on this map, but for Boston, throughout this stage, oh, it's been pretty clean. 4-1 record. Quite a few of those on Al Bagger as well in that round percentage at 72%. Oh, they're singing something sweet.
Oh, that's singing something here in the run-up towards this major. 4-1 overall there for Boston Breach. We'll see how it goes for up to 2 and 3 for them. Again, another team change. They're not to be taking those stats too heavily because, again, a little bit has changed in the chance, of course. Ghosty coming in. How are the record with Ghosty? Is it 1-1, something like that in control?
Well, 1-1, yes, but again, it's just the offensive versus defensive rounds on the map for this. Texas is 11th in the game when it comes to actually playing the objective on this map. And again, you got to play the objective to set yourself up for the round 5. Both of these teams are going to be slanted toward defense, but I don't know how many times we've set up this map all year long for a team come out round 1 and punch the other one in the mouth with a quick offensive win. But again, statistically, obviously, it's going to be an edge to Boston.
Edge to Boston, momentum to Boston, crowd to OpTic. As I'm sure you can hear at home. Fortress control has not been too sweet for many teams, but this is an important one nonetheless. Can OpTic get the comeback right here, right now in the series? Let's find out. We start off with Beans. Oh no, it's Vivid.
There's your player, though. You at least get one guy out into Art, so you got Hoop the opportunity to draw this attention back and make the play, or get shut down immediately. The AR is stabilized, pick up every single kill in Boston already. They got the spawn trap set up.
Beans hasn't missed a beat. He's already getting things going here on Al Bagger. That's a lot of bees. Can Vivid, though, hold this position? Nero with a corner as well. All the corners are currently occupied. Beans once again from top single, finding kills. Vivid now, bottom side of map. Stack is up next. Oh, and Nero. Oh my God, we're out and about. The trades are there, but Al Bagger, we know how heavy defense can be.
And that door was shaking maybe as much as OpTic is right now, because they just get brutalized off the opening break. Trying to flood out through Arch. You try to make it happen, but you see the kind of head glitch Beans is allowed to get on top of. He's on a 4 spree. Nero's going crazy as well. OpTic have gotten 2 kills in this round, and now, honestly, they got to be scared of beating streaks. That's a 5 spree right there for Beans, and a 5 spree right there for Nero.
Oh, Dashi, good news. He takes care of it. Hoop, though, also takes care of another, but Nero still alive to kick in.
Number 6.
Oh no, he pushed the spawn for the final one. That's streaks. Now, as Nero heating things up, one of the more dangerous individual players we have in the league, and this has been a very, very strong round indeed. Boston take the lead.
Just opening up with an absolute whimper. OpTic had 0 success in the round. They got 1 player past the 50-yard line. And not only did they only get, 4 kills the entire round, they also fed a cruise missile to Nero in the meantime. As good as it gets for Boston Breach, haven't missed a single beat.
Official numbers after that first round. OpTic Texas managed to secure, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. All right. There we go. 6, sorry. 6 kills. There you go. Quick math. Not very good. Hook though down low. Can he hold the line defensively? This is what you want to see. If Boston Breach can find an opening, they're going to dive on in. They've got themselves closer and closer to B, and they're already capturing A.
They got pressure on both points, right? So OpTic actually going to have to fight the 2 front 4. Nero gets dealt with the B, but so much pressure on the A zone. 1 tick already going through. And it looks like OpTic has stabilized, got quite a few kills, but Awakening so close to that 2nd tick.
So close. Dashy now with the contest. There's the help from Hook. Gets himself 2 more. Dashing out on the spree as well, choosing the other foot. However, 1 segment down, Chance. That's what we're looking for as a successful round here in Albagra. 1 more to truly be considered a success.
Shotzi almost with the out walk off on Beans right there in the moment. That's also a 3 down for Boston. Hook with the nade kill. Gonna try to soften things up just a little bit, but Vivid already out in the bound. The top side of the map has now been opened up for Breach to start working through.
Yeah, Breach so strong at doing this already. 45 seconds to go. Uh-oh, she caught out and Vivid's still alive. Backside of the B, the slow and steady capture, that pauses the clock. Vivid finding kills again. Hook now in a lot of trouble. He's been pushed back, pinned down. 2 players on B. We're looking at another segment. It's a successful round, ladies and gentlemen. Now, can it become something great? Vivid looking to find a few more kills. Kill number 5 had. Backs on out. Smooth moves. Dashy kill number 6 had. Vivid on an absolute tear. It's over.
They do. He just played him like a fiddle, found the opening, and Breach has found that B zone already a tick secured over towards A, but so much better on offense is Boston. Already set themselves up long term, and Vivid, he wants more. Awakening able to find 2. On the cruise, and might just hit a trophy, but look at who's behind enemy lines. Beans is going to be messing with these spawns for OpTic this entire time.
Can't mess him with anymore, he's dead. Over to Vivid. Taken care of as well. Dashy cleans house. Now final 2 segments remaining on A. This is a strong spot to be in if you are Boston. OpTic though can still hold on to this one and get the round win.
This is sort of that telecom. Yeah, Nero doing 360s to pray for a break, but Chasti's going to shut it down. OpTic finally able to set up that spawn trap, and now in this round, there's 58 seconds to go.
Box ticking, shot C. Good work. Fire finds him with the badge. It's going to be 5 in a row now. Can he get streaks of his own? Beans managed to find 1 towards the gate side, but this is where Shots is going to be holding over by Arch. No one's going to be home for a moment. It's all towards the back side. That's where Hook is. Oh no, Nero. He managed to punch through. Dashy with the trade. Solid setup remains for OpTic for now.
This really is the setup though from OpTic. He's got a stranglehold on the map, and Shotzi, he's going in for the kill. There's the cruise missile for the bounce back that OpTic were looking for. Now just 8-9 versus 4. Breach out of lives, outgunned in this round, but Shotzi might be a nice little A spree, or 8 spree, but we already know how the round went. That was 4 ticks compared to 0. Boston have a massive edge in this game.
4 ticks to 0. That is going to come into effect later on. Tie things up here in control.
This is it for OpTic. I mean, you're going to have to win in offensive round, or at least push the pace so much that you get at minimum 4 ticks in this one. So the pressure is on to try to make the play. They have the cruise missile in the back pocket to try to pull out some magic. Again, OpTic 11th overall on the objective portion of Albagra control. They need something special here.
Taylor 2 submachine guns right now. Nero 12-9. And Shotzi at 13-9. Both of them putting up wonderful numbers for their team. And look at this defense out of Boston. Slow hit towards B. They're expecting OpTic to be there, but they are nowhere to be found. It's over to A. They've already flown. Trade's done. Can Shotzi catch out a couple more? Ghost is there. Wait a minute. OpTic, they're on the point. Wait a minute, a little bit of calamity there with the teammate from Dashy, but either way, you've still got players on point, and that's the segment.
And you got a 2-man stack. It's in the progress fairly quickly, but Dashy's gonna get caught on the point, and Vivid's gonna shut it down. He had the moment of opportunity, but here's moment number 2. At least pressure out towards B. The flank's coming in fast, though. Hook, you gotta read it. Didn't check the corner, and OpTic so thirsty for success. It looks like that thirst just got clinched.
Dry as a bone now. 10-7 for Beans. That little tree spree from him saves the B zone. And the progress at B zone is not been cleaned up yet. Vivid. Wow, what a 2 that was. Beans cleans up. Last man left up here for OpTic is going to be Ghost. Can he do anything from bottom side and maps? Dashing shots in off spawn. Flying forward. Vivid with the corner. Stun check. Lands it. Here comes the kill. That's 3. Gets it. That's 3. You're out. Last man Awakening. If you can take care of this player, that's huge. OpTic now flying to B.
And B as well, so that's already a little bit of progress. Nero, though, here's the cruise missile for him. I'm expecting trophies, Can you make the impact play? Can the Sunday force him back? It cannot. OpTic are still here.
Robbie there. Vivid dealt with as well. The attack remains. It stays alive. Ghosty. He gets a few more. Trades now are done. Kantashi finished the capture towards B. He's doing it alone. He's not over yet. His teammates are there to back him up. B is gone.
You got the 4 ticks that you needed, and you got a spawn trap potentially set up. But for the team that is on offense, everyone's stuck in the corner. Hook out of bounds. All the pressure now on, and Nade, though, to chop him down just a little bit. As it looks like Boston doing their best to stabilize.
Albagra team and Albagra to take it away. Big win out of Dash and stays live in mid-map, pulling the KD back. 18 and 12, they're out.
Oh, they want it.
Oh, they're going for it. The apparition of Albagra can't get anything done there with the crew. Now over to Hook. Cleaned up from top rail side. Breach. Oh, they've stabilized.
Oh, that is such good awareness by Boston to catch Hook as well in top rails. But you had OpTic. They broke out of this just moments before, and you got Shotzi already causing problems on the back line. And a gunny like that, maybe to help out his team just a little bit, but looks like nowhere to go for the moment. Just one player out of open, but nope, the ARs are there. But either way, that is tied up on ticks. OpTic have done just enough to keep this one close.
It's a sensational turn of events here in the control. It's not over yet, ladies and gents. Now, they've broken out before, they can do it again. Is the jailbreak on here for OpTic?
One more try, but keep in mind, you got to be delicate with lives as well in case the tick battle is tied. And Tic's out of team is looking for the slang. Clean 3 down, backs up to open up those back spawns. So nothing finicky there. Not letting OpTic out, and only 2 lives remaining. And OpTic, you do not want to die in these moments. The second tiebreaker is TDM. Every kill can make a difference.
That's right, folks. If in time of round 5, we're all tied up on those segments captured, it goes to kills. We'll find out what happens in a few moments. But for now, Boston Breach, they will be put onto match point. Here we go.
And it is a 9-life lead for Boston, all tied up on 6. So Boston now, and this is the math that all these players have to work with. How aggressive do you want to be? Off the opening break, you go for it. Full send, try to make a play. If you can get an extra tick, you're already feeling great. But if you get shut down and that spawn trap gets set up, there's a decent chance that Boston pump the brakes and just play it off lives. So a very delicate balance in this round. Boston have an extra edge because they got a few more options to play with, but that does not make it easy. Let's see what they can cook up.
Vivid can get streaks again. Be very handy indeed. Big win. Takes care of Dash. First blood. And that cleans up that side of the map. That allows his teammate Nero to fly on towards the B zone immediately. Look at those green arrows now. OpTic have to pull back on the defense, try to clear them up. They do. Shotzi, the man to get it done. Vivid, though, once again, it's a 6-free, and that is now another cruise over towards A. We now fly.
In the extra taxes to play slower, they were looking for the kills, they were looking for the break, and now they got that pressure on A. Couple more kills come through, but it is a team nade from Nero. Both of these teams making the same mistake. And that could be a costly one for Boston. They just lost the pressure. You're down by 3 lives, so it's a 6, maybe now make it 7-kill difference. Boston, this is a delicate moment in this game.
50 seconds. Awakening finds an aid there on a shot, so he makes that outside of the map a little more open for them. Ghosty looking for his 3rd kill in a row. Holds it down against Beans. Good shot. 40 seconds now.
I mean, hey, 4-life advantage for OpTic. Be a 5, now make it 4-kill difference in total. Boston Breach, I don't know how good their math is, but they are risking a lot right now in this round. And look at what they're doing now. Finally, it looks like they pumped the brakes, doubled up, maybe quadrupled up in their back spawn. And you can boo all you want. OpTic, they have to make the play.
Got to get in there and get those kills. Ghosty's there. You've got a few players making their way through Arch. Final 50. Every single kill counts. Boston have backed up to the extremities here of Albagra.
You got to be a mathematician.
Miro wins the fight. Losing Ghosty. Shotzi, though, gets it. Finds a few more. No. Round done. Here we go. Final moments for quick calculations as we get into this last round of Albagra Fortress.
Yeah, the quick little double check to make sure that we're keeping track things correctly as well. But should have been a tied segment battle 4-4, and it does look like Boston got the extra kill lead by just an extra few. Might have been a 4-kill difference towards the end. And I mean, OpTic, again, it was a dominant round on defense, all things considered. But on a map like this, I'm not here to argue with the crowd, but you do need a little bit extra.
Here we go. Boston Breach have secured a defense for the final round. OpTic Texas. You have come so close. You're 2 segments away from capturing A and winning an offensive round. You get another go at it. Here we go.
And keep in mind for OpTic, they chose this map to play over a CeeLo. They know what situation they could end up in. They know now in this fight, they gotta make the play.
They find clean kills. Pressure now on. Shotzi making his way towards the inside. Can he catch up Vivid? Yes, he does. And this flurry of kills helps a lot. Holy moly! Shotzi! No more. Nero slows it down, but the first segment A's got.
Might have been a moment of a little bit of overheating though, because it's not like he bought a lot of time. He was insta-challenge, and now you got Boston. They take it right back. A moment where you're too aggressive. The left stick problem might just cost them is Boston. They got the spawn trap secured.
Trap secured. Armbar in place. How long until OpTic Texas tap? Will they tap? Or can they sneak out? Nero once again in the same spot. Keeps the kills going. Keeps it flying. And looking for 5 down a road. Nearly nails it. The final minute now ticking away.
Nero, the absolute nuisance, pops dead silence to get a little bit extra, but look at how he's doing a great job of staying alive and buying his teammates time. Nero doing so much for the team in this moment, and only 40 seconds left. OpTic, they need something. They need that break. They got Shotzi. Pressure towards B. You take care of Nero. This could be it.
This is an opening. The jailbreak is on. Sweet taste of freedom for a few moments now. Can you get Vivid as well? Beans and Awakening find their kills. Check the corner. No, Dashi can't win it. Ghosty can't win anything else though. Final 30 seconds. 14 lives now remaining for OpTic. A last-ditch attempt to fly forward.
I mean, Hook is flying, and he's got Dashi for the chow, but such a difficult gunfight to win, and Boston keeping things contained. 12 lives and less time on the clock. This is looking like it might be a 3-0.
Final 10. Is it going to be a 3-0? The boys have made it out. Oh, Beans has just cooked him. Ghosty, though. Last man up onto the point. Can he stay alive? For how long? Vivid is there. Vivid guns him. That's it. It's done. The white flag is flown. It has been a 3-0. As Boston Breach proved to be too much. The decks may have been split, but in the game, there was nothing to split about this 3-0.
And Beans, welcome to the show, man. Main stage against OpTic in front of their home crowd. Ties a kill record in S&D and absolutely shuts OpTic down. They chose the Albagra. They could not string together anything on offense. Punish for it, and Boston just bought themselves a spot in winners round 2. That is a hell of a way to kick off your tournament.
Wonderful confidence boost for them. Also, as it has been an up and down run towards this major. Kudos again to Boston. GG's there for OpTic now. Losers run begins. We'll find out exactly who they play. It's been a tough one there. 3-0, a close performance in, of course, the hard point. A close one there in the control. Search and destroy, though. Beans was just a demon in that round 11. But what a series it was here on a Thursday.
Again, the discrepancy that you have for Beams and Awakening, how they just get a post up and chill as Vivid and Nero just get to go absolutely crazy on the map. But again, it's high IQ plays as well that we're seeing Nero and Vivid bring, right? They're going to give you spots in staying alive, in setting their teammates up for success, doing such a good job. And I mean, Vivid, 26 and 31, and the guy had 16 assists. Vivid, he just throws up stat lines that are completely unreal.
Unbelievable. 3 Bs. We do give him an A+ look for that performance. 2-12, 6-5, 3-2, a close series. An exciting one at that. We didn't even get to see Mercado or that Embassy, but there we go. That is the series in the books. OpTic drop to losers. We will see Boston Breach fly forward here in the tournament. A spicy one.